All further lessons have a similar flow. At the beginning of the lesson, we should iterate the first sprint passively. A teacher listens to a student very attentively and doesn't interrupt him or her. We can mark the words which the student failed to translate or pronounce correctly and add them to today's words. For example, mark and mark as new. Then the student goes back to the marked words and tries to correct the mistakes. If it's necessary, the teacher can help to translate or explain the grammar once again. After that, the teacher should make grammar puzzles with marked words and sentences. We don't have to make questions at this point. The next station is adding new grammar clichés. Usually, 4 new patterns can be enough for productive work. Let's see, we have just 1 available cliché, so we can add more. So we ask the student to read and translate these sentences, and if the student makes any mistakes, we add the whole cliché to the sprint. For example, add it and add to table as a sentence. Okay. Copy, paste. So this should be enough. Then we mark the last cliché and move on. Then we need to work on homework. Add new words and make grammar puzzles with them, analyze and correct the mistakes, retell or do active reading. It really depends on the specifics of particular homework. After we are done with starting stations, the teacher moves on to the small training cycle. So the teacher needs to upload a different text. Here, let's upload, for example, the text called umbrella. It's very popular among the students. Save. So the student reads the text. So we do active or passive reading, then we add the new words. We do passive iteration, grammar puzzles, and dialogues. As we expand the vocabulary, we'll need to alternate big and small training cycles. In other words, after working on new words, we don't go back to the text. The teacher opens the next sprint, and the student needs to iterate it either actively or passively. So then we can go to the small training cycle and go back to the 3rd sprint. Again, work a little bit on the text, add new words and work with the new words, and go to the 4th sprint. Back to the text, and the 5th sprint. So the teacher has to stick to this flow up to the point when the student has 7 sprints. It is very important to find a balance between learning new and revising previous material. If all sprints have been iterated during one lesson, we can keep working within this small cycle. So we just keep working with the text. Starting from the 3rd sprint, we can shuffle the words and use the stopwatch. So this button, shuffle words, and the stopwatch. We do it to avoid memorizing words in one particular order and increase the speed of iteration. Also, the teacher can use active iteration to avoid boredom and mix things up. We take a closer look at this method in another video. We end each lesson revising the words in today's words section. The student needs to read these words from the last one to the first one, and if he or she makes a mistake, we can mark these words once again and make more grammar puzzles.